keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy oxen, nor the stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days, if you notice, I've gone beyond verse 8. But my catchphrase is the very first sentence in that commandment. Okay. There's one sweet thought that I shared with the gentlemen when we were having our sessions, which is related to the Sabbath, which I just thought, before we pray, why don't we share in that message? Are we together? Okay. Moses was Hebrew speaking, and that powerful reminder that economy has lapsed. Are we together? In its lapsing, that economy is over. All right? One thing remained is the God of Moses. He has not expired. All right? So the one thing that he said, and Moses recorded it in the Hebrew, we can't quite capture it in the English. But then when I did this specific study, I discovered that the other two texts that we're going to look at shed some light on Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 12 and 20. The book of Ezekiel. Just before the book of Daniel. Ezekiel chapter 20, verses 12 and 20. Also, I gave them my Sabbath as a sign between us, so they would know that I, the Lord, made them holy, or I, the Lord, sanctify them. Okay. Verse 20. Keep my Sabbath holy, that they may be my Sabbaths holy, that they may be a sign between us. Then you will know that I am the Lord, your God. I would like us to take note of the word sign in both verses. Did you notice that word? Now, in the Hebrew language, there is a word that is impossible. There's no direct equivalent in English. And I discovered I couldn't find one Zulu in Zulu. Okay. And I think the Sutus will run into the same problem. So the Tsongas and the Vendors. Such is the nature of languages. Some languages capture certain things and others don't. Are we together? If I were to read it transliterated, translated meaning to say, I just put the literal meaning of each word as I find it. Are we together? It would read, remember the sign, the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. Do you follow that? Then I decided, because I have a fascination with language, remember I'm a male, so males develop with language a bit slower than the ladies. So because of that deficiency, I have a fascination with language. So I dug deep onto that Hebrew word, the sign, and I picked that one of the root words for that word, all right, is the word the male, in the sense that the male is the one who's got the scent for marking his territory. The male child. That's the root of the word, a sign. In other words, like a flag. A sign, a flag. All right? Some of us might actually need to do our own investigations about where flags came from. All right? But when we had the study on the 144 and the great multitude, you remember that? The children of Israel were in 12 tribes, split into 3. 3 in the north, 3 in the south, 3 in the east, 3 in the west. But for each tribe, there was a leading one that had a sign. Like the most prominent one was the tribe of Judah, and whose sign was the lion. So they would fly a banner with the head of a lion. Not just any lion, the male one. You know, the one with the beard. So, Makati. Alright? Okay. So as I go towards the end of my message, because I'm right at the end, those of you who are familiar with nature, and I had a fascination time with some of the little people when we had to have one. Remember our nature lessons? Would you like some more? Nah, very sleepy. Okay. One of the fascinating things about cats, all right, is that the males mark their territory in one of three ways. Number one, they will spray some urine on certain specific spots at the periphery of their territory. The cat will come in a certain place and you see it. It's not like the bladder is full. Even if there's just one drop, that's enough. There is a specific smell in that urine that tells other males, keep out, this is my area. Okay. I found that fascinating when I dug that up. The other manner in which they mark their territory is with their claws. Have you seen cats going like this on trees? They are not doing that because they are sharpening their claws or they are just being silly. There are scent marks on the paws that they leave. Every time they go like that, this is my area. And when the other males, as they pass around, there is a sign that there is another cat who is the boss in this area. A sign, are we together? And if you notice, it's only the males who do that. You will not find lionesses bothered about. For them, is when the bladder is full, they empty it. That's it. But for males, it's significant. You use your urine as a flag to say, this is my area. Keep out. And in fact, if another male dares to cross that sign, a war ensues. And in fact, lions have fought to the death because the other trampled on the other's sign. They literally kill each other. Okay. Where am I going with this? Remember the sign, the Sabbath, to keep it holy. In other words, God, as the Lion of Judah, decided to mark this era in time as his. In other words, we've got time from sunset to sunset. Are we together? And he says, for 6 days, you can roam around as you please. But when you get to the seventh day, there is a sign. Right? In other words, if you do not belong in this territory, keep out. Because if you dare cross, you are going to arouse the wrath of the Lion of Judah. The what? The sign. My last point. God is the only creature, not the creature, the only being in the entire universe, because we are creatures. He is the creator. He is the only being in the entire universe with the capability of placing a flag over time. With us, we've got to fly flags over territory. There's got to be something tangible. If you notice time, as I'm speaking, time is moving. Are we together? And it's interesting. Jesus decides, you know what? I am going to place my sign on something that not even the devil can touch. I dare the devil to touch the Sabbath. Because he's a creature like you and me. And one day his time will be up. And yet this sign that's been marked by the Lion of Judah will continue into eternity future. May the Lord bless us as we think about these things. In Jesus' name. On that note, shall we kneel as we acknowledge the authority of the Lion of Judah? And may you all agree to be adopted as his cubs into his bride. Amen. Shall we?